A fantasy draft is the great equalizer in Madden 23 franchise. So today we're going to be taking the worst team in my custom rosters, the Arizona Cardinals, and seeing if we can save this franchise that seems to be going downhill. But massive thank you for 3.5k. If we can get to 3550 subs, I'll be sure to do another one of these fantasy draft rebuilds. And plus, if you subscribe, it'll make you an OG of the channel while you still can be one. Plus, all I upload is banger rebuilds like this, so if you enjoy this video, you'll enjoy all the others. And let's see if we can get to just 200 likes on this video. We've done very, very well with all the like goals recently, so take that 5 seconds and do both of those. It helps out a ton. And let me know what team you want me to do next. But I actually have a very interesting strategy for fantasy drafts, which you'll see in just a second. Is it conventional? Definitely not. Is it good? I don't know, but it's my way of doing it, and I think it's fun. But let's jump straight into the draft with the GOAT, Mikey McDingle, and let's try to save this doomed franchise. So Madden gives us the 14th overall pick, which is pretty solid. Unfortunately, the Seahawks go with a player I was eyeing, but there is actually a better one available. With our first pick, we are going to go Myles Garrett. In my opinion, the best pass rusher in the NFL. Should immediately make this a much better defense, and one of the few players in Madden where there's a pretty good chance they're gonna play well. Myles Garrett, welcome to the Cardinals. Now with our next pick, let's go with one of the best players in the NFL, and that's gonna be Nick Chubb. Taking a running back this high is very questionable, but running back is very, very, very important in Madden, and Nick Chubb just happens to be one of the best. Still only 26, and will be a great addition to the team. And in the third round, I'm gonna go with one of the most underrated wide receivers in the NFL in Devontae Smith. Still very young, will likely develop into a very good receiver for us, and should be a good weapon for whatever quarterback we end up taking. In the fourth round, we're gonna go with a very good and very young cornerback in Denzel Ward. Ton of upside here, and should be our #1 corner for the rebuild. Now, what's a good team without a good offensive line? We're gonna take one of the best guards in the NFL in Joel Bitonio. Not a glamorous pick, but a very important pick, and will hopefully help this offensive line. And in the 6th round, let's go with one of the better tight ends in the NFL, around that top 5 range in Dallas Goedert. Now adding a different former Eagles tight end to this Cardinals team, and should be a good player for us. In the 8th round, there are still some really good players left, and we're gonna go with one of the best safeties in the NFL in Justin Simmons. And you may be wondering, Brandon, are you an idiot? Why haven't you taken a quarterback yet? Well, don't you worry, I have a plan for that later. In the 9th round, we're gonna go with a very good linebacker who for some reason has normal development in this game, in Shaquille Leonard, formerly Darius Leonard. Maybe they just didn't like that he changed his name, because I don't know why he doesn't have a good dev trait, but we'll definitely take him. Bobby Wagner is also still available in about the 13th or 14th round. Again, I don't know why he has a normal dev trait, but we'll definitely take him. And finally, in the 18th round, we are going to take Desmond Ridder to lead this team. Plays out of his goddamn mind for whatever reason in this game, so hopefully he can do the same here. But hey, if not, we'll just draft another QB. No harm, no foul. A fullback sounds good to me, but I'm just gonna take the rest of these picks and we'll see what we can cook up. Alright, well this is one crazy team. Am I the best at Madden fantasy drafts? I have no idea, but this feels pretty damn good. We're an 85 overall, 85 offense, 87 defense. This is probably the best team I've ever started with in a rebuild. Obviously the #1 pick, Myles Garrett. We even grabbed Jalen Carter, Brandon Graham, Denzel Ward, Charvarius Ward. I just realized we have the 2 Wards at corner. Justin Simmons, great linebacker group. And then on offense, we built a really good offensive line, Dallas Goedert. The receiving core might leave a little to be desired, but we did grab Jackson Smith and Jigba pretty late, and Devontae Smith should be a good #1 receiver by the end of this thing. Nick Chubb, I feel like that was a really nice pick. The only question mark about this team, and the only thing that doesn't look good, is the QB, Desmond Ridder. But if you've seen a Madden rebuild, or at least one of my Madden rebuilds before, you'll know he is a monster in this game once he gets an opportunity. So regardless, I think he'll play better than that 68 overall, but could even develop into a really good player. We'll see. And if not, again, again, it won't be hard to draft a QB to replace him. The only downside to this team is it is a bit older than I typically do draft in Madden rebuilds, especially with players like Brandon Graham, Bobby Wagner, old man Al Woods out here, but we have a good core of younger players as well. So I'm really excited to get into this rebuild. Get your drinks, get your snacks, get whatever. And with that, I'll see y'all at the midseason point of year number 1. And hold on, before we simulate there, I want to stroke my own ego. Where does an 85 overall draft put us in the NFL? Oh, that might put us pretty high. There are a few 82 overall teams. Yeah, we're the best by 3 overall. I'm just the GOAT, what can I say? God, I love Madden simulation. As the best team in the NFL by a solid 3 overall, we are somehow only 4-3 at the midseason point. Now, I'll take at least having a winning record, but I want to point something out I just thought was really, I don't know if funny is the right word, because it kind of made me want to die a little bit, but in week 1, we lost 0-7 to the Kansas City Chiefs. And this isn't the Kansas City Chiefs in real life. This is the, probably 80 overall Kansas City Chiefs. And then somehow, after scoring 0 points 2 weeks later, we score 56 and then 52. Fair enough, Madden. I mean, I don't really know what to say about that. Just fair enough. But let's see. Do we have anybody to re-sign? I have no idea what players are going to show up here. Interesting. That's not the group of players I would have expected. Also, this might be tough because Devontae Smith, we're banking on him becoming our number 1 receiver, needs a contract and he isn't interested at all. Same with Dallas Goedert. We're banking on him becoming a really good tight end, but he's not interested in signing at all. Well, we'll, I guess, re-sign Bobby Wagner, even though we also could wait for him to regress, but we'll offer him a 2-year, $24.2 million deal, and he doesn't take it. The length is bringing the offer down. Oh, okay, buddy. You're like 32, but fair enough. We'll try very player-friendly for Dallas Goedert, 6 years, $91.8 million. Nice. Let's see if he takes it, and he does. Expensive, but at least we get him back. And Devontae Smith, oh god, that's expensive. 6 years, $145 million. Probably not even gonna take it. I need a bigger offer to overcome this team not being a fit for me. My brother in Christ, you are not even a number 1 receiver in real life. But fair enough. And then for the rest of the re-signings here, I mean, it's just a lot of backups, so we'll wait. I might re-sign them, but I definitely won't show it because that's boring. But with that, let's get to the end of year number 1. Every team in the division has 4 wins, and let's see how this team can do. Alright, well, if you've seen one of my rebuilds before, you know why we're here. Super quick, if you haven't already for some reason, like and subscribe. Helps out the channel a ton. 35-50 subs, 200 likes. If you do it, we'll easily hit both, and then I'll have another one of these fantasy draft rebuilds sometime next week. But this is a look at the team at the end of year number 1. We have Devontae Smith already almost playing up to a 90 overall. Nick Chubb playing at a 99 overall with morale. Desmond Ridder up to a 73 with morale already. And then here's the defense also looking very, very good. Carter up to an 82, 83 overall. But in year number 1, we barely made the playoffs, winning the division at 10-7, but this is a lot better than a 10-7 team. I mean, what's our actual team overall? I didn't even see it. 88. We're an 88 overall, and we barely snuck into the playoffs. I love Madden Sim. It's great. But we will be taking on the New Orleans Saints in the wild card. I'm not going to jump into this game because it's only year 1 of the rebuild, but let's check out some of the season stats. Desmond Ridder was he was very good for his overall, but 19 picks is a fair amount for sure. 4,600 yards, 39 touchdowns are very good. 69% completion percentage, nice, but the 19 picks are kind of high. But we'll definitely take that season. Nick Chubb was very good, 16 touchdowns, 1,300 yards for him. We had 3 1,000-yard receivers, with Devontae Smith leading the group with 1,200 yards, 13 touchdowns. The blocking was very good. Joel Bitonio joining the all-castration team, which is my list of players that allows 0 sacks in a season, and I'm immature, so 0 sacks, castration, you do the math. Deion Dawkins wasn't great, though. Bobby Wagner and Shaquille Leonard both got a lot of tackles. Tackles for loss, very good amount there from Graham, Garrett, and Carter. And then sacks, 15 for Myles Garrett, 11 for Brandon Graham, who honestly will probably retire at the end of the year, and I see something really stupid. Patrick Ricard, who I always move to defensive tackle because he also plays there in real life, he had 9 sacks. He had more sacks than Jalen Carter. I think it was 3 times more than Jalen Carter had. No, almost 5 times more. It was Leonard that had 3, so not a great season season from Jalen Carter, but the tackles for loss are good. And then interceptions, we had 3 for Leonard, 3 for Wagner, 2 for Neal and Ward, and then 1 for a few players. So the stats honestly look really good. And it's also going to be very interesting to see the new players on their new teams. They're not new players, but players on their new teams. Josh Allen on the 49ers wins MVP, yet they were only fucking 9-8. Okay. Geno Smith doesn't normally play well in this game, but joins the Broncos, which is very ironic, and is at number 2, so they get the better of the 2 Seahawks QBs, apparently. And he almost wins MVP. Joe Burrow on the Jets, Trevor Lawrence on the Vikings, Daniel Jones on the Rams, Hurts on the Packers, Patrick Mahomes on the Saints, who we're going to be taking on in a minute, Trey Lance on the Bills, so the 49ers and the Bills trade QBs, Lamar on the Lions, which I guess there was kind of a rumor of that, and the Browns still get Deshaun Watson, which is questionable. Offensive Player of the Year goes to Bijan Robinson in his rookie year on the Carolina Panthers, which is kind of unfortunate because that means we're not going to win Offensive Rookie of the Year now, and we had multiple players that could have won that. Well, I wouldn't guarantee that we won't win it. We'll see in a second. Dalvin Cook on the Cowboys, Chris Olave on the Commanders, Christian McCaffrey on the Giants, Najee also on the Commanders, Will Fuller is up there at a 74 overall on the Vikings. Okay. Nick Chubb at number 8, CeeDee Lamb on the Vikings, Pat Freiermuth on the Saints. Defensive Player of the Year goes to TJ Watt on the Rams. Any Cardinals up here? We have Myles Garrett at 7, and that's it. Offensive Rookie of the Year does unfortunately go to Bijan Robinson. Desmond Ridder all the way down at 5. The Panthers get CJ Stroud here, so different rookie QB, and they have a very good rookie backfield. Jackson Smith and Jigba at number 9. And Defensive Rookie of the Year goes to Aiden Hutchinson on the Giants. Jalen Carter at number 5. So no award wins. I actually kind of want to check what Bijan did, just out of curiosity. CJ Stroud was very good this year, but Bijan, 1,600 yards and 21 touchdowns. Also, Tariq Cohen stole 13, so imagine if Bijan got all those. That would be fucking 34 for Bijan. That would be insane. But of course, we're going to be taking on the Saints here. Let's just simulate this out. I honestly don't expect to win, and let's simulate to the divisional. We do win 31-24. I shouldn't be surprised considering we were so much better of a team than them, but you never know with Madden simulation. But we're going to be taking on the 12-5, only 81 overall Minnesota Vikings. They do have Von Miller, who was very good, 21 sacks. An upgrade for Desmond Ridder. We'll definitely take that up to a 72 overall now, 75 with morale. But let's simulate this out and see if we can make the conference championship. And we do not. We lose to a team that is 7 overall worse than us, 17-14. Not ideal. But that's okay. We still have at least 2 or 3 more years in this rebuild. So let's work to make this team even better, and let's see what we can do in the offseason. So we have a Super Bowl rematch from like 8 years ago at this point, and the Panthers do win it this time, 27-24, led by CJ Stroud and Bijan Robinson. Unfortunately, Geno Smith cannot win a Super Bowl with the Broncos. But let's get into the offseason, and let's see if we can upgrade this team. So for re-signings, oh, I forgot we didn't get Bobby Wagner back. Well, I definitely want him back. We'll try. He said he wanted more years, right? Well, to be honest with you, he's only an 83 overall, so it wouldn't be the end of the world if we didn't get him back. I obviously love him in real life, one of my favorite players ever, but we'll try 2 years, 18.2 mil, which honestly even seems like an overpay. But if he doesn't take it, that's not too bad. Okay, he does take it. He'll probably be down to like at least an 80 overall, maybe 79 at the end of the year, but we'll see what happens. And then Devontae Smith, you know, honestly, I'm not too worried. Worst case scenario, we can just franchise tag him. We'll offer him 7 years, 172 mil, and he takes it. Okay, cool. A lot of money, but he's a good player, so it's worth it. And then I'll re-sign some backups here. I drafted Jalen Naylor because I think saying Jalen Naylor, I hardly even know, is pretty funny, but yeah, I'm just immature. Y'all should know that. Okay, we actually got out of this whole having a super old team thing pretty well. I was worried a lot of the players on defense would retire. Well, not a lot of players, but I thought Brandon Graham would, but he didn't. Bobby Wagner didn't. He did regress though. The only one that retired was Al Woods, but that's fine. He was our number 2 defensive tackle. We can find honestly a better one maybe through the draft. So I think that's a position we're going to look at. But honestly, Patrick Ricard might even be better. He got 9 sacks last year. Is it a little weird to play him at defensive tackle? Maybe, but this isn't a realistic rebuild. I'm going to do some weird shit in this probably. So we'll see what happens. Alright, right, we're unfortunately going to be really boring in free agency. I'm worried about this team getting too expensive for our own good, so I don't want to sign anybody here. We have 68 mil, sure, almost 69, which would be very nice, but the players we have are going to need contracts very soon, and we're going to probably end up having to pay everybody on the team by the end of the rebuild, so it's going to get tough. So unless there's a player that's like super interested and at like a big position of need, I'm probably not going to go for him. With that being said, I might go for Michael Pierce. Maybe. Although he doesn't normally do well in this game, so I don't know. I think we're good being boring. Let's get to the draft, and let's hopefully add some key pieces for the future. Our defensive pass yards per game was 25th. Bruh, our top two corners are an average overall of an 89, and we have Justin Simmons. Maybe Ryan Neal is holding us back? I mean, we have an elite pass rush too. Madden just hates realism, what can I say? Alright, well, in the draft, it looks like the best team potentially in the NFL goes to the worst in the Philadelphia Eagles. I mean, I saw they had Aaron Donald. What else happened in the draft? Like, what more do you need than that? The Rams have been pretty much surviving off of Aaron Donald and Aaron Donald alone in real life. I mean, that's not entirely true, but still. They also had Stephon Diggs, but I guess outside of those two, I mean, they really didn't draft very well. What were they doing? Where did they spend their top picks? Like, I would guess these were probably their top 3 picks. Oh, they have... wow, that's a quarterback room and a half. Holy shit. Okay, I understand now. I see. But we have the 26th pick. I don't care about what the other teams are gonna do. What do we want to do here? I definitely am thinking about a linebacker because obviously Bobby Wagner is very old, will probably retire or regress really badly at the end of the year. Although the linebackers here don't look great. I mean, they look good, but this guy doesn't have the best man coverage or pursuit or hit power. Kendricks has really bad pursuit, and then Miller has really bad coverage. So they all look good, but they're all missing something. Why the hell are all of the free safeties run support, but then all the strong safeties are zone? That's a certified Madden moment right there. You know, I think I like Gilbert Kendricks the most. Kind of a goofy name, but he's 6'1", 233, 22 years old, out of Mississippi State. Good speed, 4.54 at the combine, 4.48 at his pro day, which is very nice. What's his speed listed as? Great. Okay, good. If it was just good, I might have had second thoughts, but really good awareness, zone coverage, hit power. I am worried about the pursuit and maybe man coverage. Is one of these low injury players, which recently it seems like a lot of them just have normal dev, so maybe he will only have normal, but let's take him. Either way, looks like a decent player, and he does only have normal. At least I called it, but I still think he'll be a decent overall, although pursuit is a very important stat for linebackers, so we'll see what happens. I actually want to pull a big brain strat. Hold on. What are going to be our expiring contracts this year? Well, Nick Chubb, we definitely want him back. Desmond Ridder, for sure. Martin Emerson. It depends on how he develops, but we could just look at a corner to replace him this year. Charvarius Ward, I want back. Shaquille Leonard, for sure. Brandon Graham might retire, so we might look at a defensive end. Charles Leno, he was good. I probably want him back, although Deion Dawkins was pretty awful this year. We actually have more options here than I expected. Okay, it doesn't really look like there are any good corners at all. What the fuck? Normally there's like one decent one by this point, but nope, not here. You know what? I'm just gonna take the potential best player available. That's gonna be Rodney Barkley. He's 6'5", 297, 23 years old, left-handed, just like me for real, out of Oklahoma State. Good speed for a defensive tackle at 4.85, good strength for a speed rusher with 36 reps, so overall really good combine, and overall really good ratings. I don't know if the finesse moves is gonna be great. It's an A, sure, but he's a defensive tackle, so it's not like it's comparing him against like defensive end speed rushers. It's an A relative to defensive tackle speed rushers, so it might be meh, but I still think it'll be good. I do like the A tackle with him being a speed rusher too, and the A player ec. Enough talking about him though, let's take him. Is maybe a bad pursuit, or does have bad pursuit, so we'll see what happens. Let's take him. Okay, we do get a hit in dev. 88 strength, 75 speed is a good combination, 85 acceleration. That feels like a good pick. I think we're doing a good job of saving the Cardinals, but I'll just simulate the rest of this out and hopefully the CPU can do well, because I don't know what to take. Okay, the CPU didn't do very well. Well, they picked a 69 overall linebacker in the 7th round, so nice, but I guess to be fair, we didn't do super well either. Gilbert Kendricks is only a 72 overall. His strength just isn't that good. He's a very athletic linebacker. I hate that he's wearing number 93. I'm gonna have to change that. What's his pursuit? Am I just blind? Oh, it's only a 79. That's not not that bad. I've seen way worse. Okay, we're gonna change his number. I don't want to look at that anymore. 52 sounds good. I'm sure it's retired for the Cardinals and I'm just not thinking of it. But that was a maybe decent pick. We could also just take another linebacker at some point or sign one. Rodney Barkley is a decent little player too. Definitely not little at 6'5", 297. I don't know why I said that, but good finesse moves for sure, 79. Good strength, good tackle, good play rec, good speed, really good excel. That was probably the better pick of those two. And then I did take Clayton Kelly. I think I'm going to move him to tackle, especially considering he's 6'5", 300 pounds. Could be a future replacement. Does go down for some reason at tackle, but still is a 72 overall. Good, well, not great strength, but 87 strength isn't the worst. Good pass block, horrible run blocker, but he'll be a left tackle, so we're just more worried about his pass block, so that definitely works. And then the CPU did all right. Jamario Jowers, that's gonna be a hard name to say. He looks okay. And then they took a couple safeties. The CPU always has an obsession with taking as many safeties as possible. Kept it to a minimum here of only 2, but still. And then David Bethel, oh, hidden dev too? Shit, they might have took a better linebacker in the 7th round than I did in the 1st. That's embarrassing. But hey, to be fair, at least I called the player I took maybe not being great. But overall, really nice draft. We didn't even really necessarily have to have one. Well, I wouldn't say really nice draft. I mean, 372 overalls isn't the best, but I could see them all being key pieces of this team's future. And with that, let's get into year number 2. All right, well, here's a team heading into year number 2 of the rebuild. I think I said a team. I meant the team. I was going to say a look at the team, but I just didn't say the look part. I don't know. Here's a look at the team heading into year number 2. We're looking really nice. And obviously, it's really only going to get better. I mean, we're an 86 overall. We were an 84, 85 at the start of last year, so we're slowly creeping up. Desmond Ridder regressed for whatever reason. I hate how quarterbacks just randomly regress in this game. It's fucking stupid. Why would he lose throw accuracy mid? Whatever. Fair enough. Certified Madden moment right there. But overall, the offense is looking very good. We have JSN up to a 78. Devontae Smith getting close to a 90. And then the defense here, it might be a little worse than last year, honestly, just because of regression, but it should develop a lot throughout the year. I was going to make a trade for Kyle Duggar, but I checked out our team stats because obviously we had a really not great pass defense, even though like we have really good players and everyone from what I saw did well. It looks like everybody was really good. I thought maybe Ryan Neal was the weak link, but checking the stats, Justin Simmons was kind of the problem. He had no picks, only 2 pass deflections, and like 30 catches allowed. So hopefully he can do better this year. I mean, 30 catches allowed isn't crazy or anything, but for Madden, and while he isn't really doing anything to bat the ball away, it isn't great. And Ryan Neal, on the other hand, had like 7 pass deflections, 2 picks, and like 35 catches allowed or something. So he definitely played better. Hopefully Simmons can do better this year. So no trades, nothing crazy in this first year, or second year, I guess. But let's simulate to the midseason and let's see how this team can do. Hopefully well, although I kind of doubt it. Also, I feel like it's worth noting I am running the Browns defensive playbook. If you know a good 4-3 playbook, let me know, because it seems like every defensive playbook is really hit or miss. Like one year it'll be amazing, the next year it'll be like just the worst. So I don't know if there's a consistently good one, let me know. All right, well, once again, at the midseason point of year 2, we are 4-3. Once again, it's fine, but it's nowhere as good as we should be. Nowhere near as good as we should be. We should be close to undefeated right now, but at least we have a winning record. I'll take what I can get, honestly. What's the team overall? Okay, we're only an 86 still. I thought we would go up an overall. I guess our offense went up. We didn't have like a crazy amount of upgrades here, not as many as I would have expected. Probably because, I mean, it's just a kind of older team. Well, it's really not that old. I don't know, I'm just surprised we didn't have more, but we had a decent amount. But let's see who we got for re-signings. I know most of them. So yeah, Nick Chubb, Charvarius Ward, Shaquille Leonard. So yeah, that's what we saw when we were looking for who to draft. We definitely want Nick Chubb back. We'll go probably player friendly. We would have to do, ooh, that's a double nice. 6.9 mil salary and bonus. Let's go. And it equals out to $96.6 million total, which is, I guess, nice. I mean, if you move one of the 6s and 9s around, it makes it 696, which that's also nice. So I can't wait for him to reject this contract. Okay, no, he takes it. That's a very nice contract. Let's go. I'm really mature, by the way. Charvarius Ward, I'm fine with like upping the years just to like guarantee that he takes it. He's pretty expensive, but that's not too terrible. 4 years, 66 mil. You need to do more to convince... What the fuck? It was like... Did they fuck with the whole interest thing? Because it seems like the re-sign interest literally doesn't matter at all anymore. Because that's almost a full bar. We even upped it, and he still rejected it. That's fucking stupid. That shouldn't happen. Shaquille Leonard will try player friendly. Honestly, that's really expensive, though. We're gonna run out of money quick. But Wagner's gonna leave. If we don't re-sign him, we won't have a good linebacker like on the roster at all. But at the same time, we could honestly just sign a middle linebacker in free agency because they would be cheaper. It's trying to pay Shaquille Leonard like he's an edge because Madden is like 15 years in the past and can't discern edge from an off-ball linebacker. So it's trying to give him way bigger of a contract than he should be getting. Another certified Madden moment. Brandon Graham, last time I had him in a rebuild, I thought he would have retired sooner than he did, and he stuck around for quite a while, so we could wait on re-signing him, honestly, but 2 years, 24.4 mil isn't bad, and the length is bringing this offer way down. Did he just not want a longer deal? Because normally the players always want like a super long deal. I don't know. Charles Leno is fucking terrible this year. Honestly, I might even put in that rookie we drafted in place of him. He was good last year, but this year he just sucks. I hate how like volatile players are in Madden. I'm complaining a lot in this rebuild. I'm sorry, but can you blame me? I don't know. So I do want obviously Desmond Ridder and Martin Emerson back. You know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna do a few things. Let's bench Mr. Charles Leno and let's throw in Clayton Kelly at right tackle. Can't wait for him to allow 20 sacks in half a season. And let's simulate to the next week. We'll probably lose this game to the Texans. We do. Our offense puts up almost no points. The reason I did that is because I want to actually re-sign Desmond Ridder here. That's really cheap. We can afford very player friendly though. I don't have to worry about like realism here. Madden apparently thinks this is fair. 6 years, 49.2 mil, and of course he doesn't take it. Martin Emerson, will you re-sign 5 years, 24.5 mil? God damn, dude. Players just do not want to come back. I don't blame him because this team is way underperforming as I predicted, but it is what it is. Do you want a longer deal, Brandon Graham? 3 years, 36.6 mil? Okay, he just wanted a longer deal. What the hell? Travarius Ward, do you want a longer deal? 5 years, 82.5 mil? So they all just want even longer deals. AJ Cole, do you want like a super long deal? He just doesn't want to re-sign. Fair enough. It's a punter. Who cares? But let's get to the end of the season and let's see how this team can finish. I can't wait to miss the playoffs with the best roster in the NFL. All right, well, here's our 5th Madden moment of the rebuild. I don't know about 5th, but it feels like at least 5th. Simulation thinks the best roster in the NFL is worthy of going 8-9 and missing the playoffs. This year, it was our offense that was terrible, but our defense that didn't really change from last year was somehow the best in the NFL in terms of points allowed. I mean, the yards per game weren't great, but the scoring was really good. What the fuck happened? Ooh, Desmond Ridder wasn't great. Well, for real life, that would be a good year for sure. It would be solid, but for Madden, that's not that good. Just barely 4,000 yards, 26 touchdowns, not great. The 8 picks is good, a lot lower than last year. Nick Chubb was a monster this year. Devontae Smith was our only 1,000-yard receiver. Why is the bottom like cut off? That's weird. Okay, no, it's still cut off. I don't know. There we go. Devontae Smith with 1,100 yards, only 9 touchdowns, and then that's like it. Blocking, Deion Dawkins was once again terrible. Clayton Kelly was definitely better, allowed the same amount of sacks, but in more snaps, so I guess per snap he allowed less sacks. Still not very good though. I mean, if he played a full season, that would have been like about as many as Deion Dawkins allowed, but that would have been at right tackle, which is an easier position to play. We had a lot of tackles on defense, as you would suspect with having a bad offense. Lots of tackles for loss. Sacks, only 13 for Myles Garrett, which is still good, but I've seen him get like almost 30 in this game before. Rodney Barkley with 8.5 as a rookie, so it was risky to not play Patrick Ricard considering how he did last year, but Barkley was really good. And Barkley actually has the upside in terms of overall. Jalen Carter with 7.5 sacks, only 6 for Brandon Graham this year, cutting his total from last year almost in half. And then in interceptions, we only had 6 total, so not great. It honestly looks like our defense might have been worse than our offense. But MVP goes to Joe Burrow of the 8-9 New York Jets, Trey Lance at 2 on the Bills, Russ at 3 on the Giants. Dak still on the Cowboys here. That's kind of fun, I guess. Some, like 2 players, at least for QBs, stayed on the same team. The Jags get Bryce Young, so not compromising too much in terms of QB. I mean, Bryce Young is a really high upside guy too. Offensive player of the year once once again goes to Bijan Robinson. Nick Chubb at number 3. And Defensive Player of the Year once again goes to TJ Watt. No Cardinals up there, but that's not super surprising. Well, I'm kind of surprised Myles Garrett wasn't up there, but it is what it is. Max Matthews of the Eagles, I'm guessing their new QB, wins Offensive Rookie of the Year. So they go from number 1 overall pick to 14-3. Okay, fair enough. And Defensive Rookie of the Year goes to Otis Franks of the Lions. Rodney Barkley getting cucked. He gets number 2. No other Cardinals. So I definitely do think we want to change. I don't know if we want to change both playbooks, but definitely our offense. What was the best, scoring offense? I don't know if I trust the Giants playbook, I'm going to be honest. Russ is just kind of goated in this game. The Bills are a firm maybe. I normally do see the Raiders do well, but they're way at the bottom here. You know what? Let's try out the Bills. I don't think I use them that much, but it should at least be better than what we're working with. But I might have just jinxed it by saying that, so we'll see. And I guess we'll stick with the defense. I mean, I don't trust it because it was so bad last year, and it was the best scoring defense this year, sure, but also the yards weren't great, so I guess they were just allowing long drives, and then we must have just had a really good red zone defense, I guess. I'm not sure. Madden simulation numbers are kind of weird. Holy shit. The Bills destroy the Eagles 45-16. Putting up 45 points on a defense led by Aaron Donald is kind of crazy. So maybe we made a good choice with our offensive playbook, but I don't know if it'll work the same for us. Although it could be good because Trey Lance isn't normally great in this game, so the offense could be kind of picking him up. We'll just have to see what happens though. But for re-signings, I can't remember who we haven't re-signed yet. Shaquille Leonard, that's right. He did get a dev trait last year, but I really don't know if I want to pay him as much money as he's asking for. We might just go for a different linebacker. If he was interested, it would be a different story, but we're going to have to pay even more than just this base 3 years, 45.6 mil per year, which already might be an overpay considering off-ball linebackers don't get paid that much in real life usually. Charles Leno was absolute dog shit this year. No thank you. Martin Emerson, not super great. Got 1 pick. Last year he was a lot better. Again, if he was interested, maybe, but he's just not. Desmond Ridder went down to a 69. That's so stupid. What? We'll try very player friendly, like 7 years, but he's not interested. I guess we'll just tag him. It's only 20 mil for QB? Sure. Oh yeah, because I guess contracts are reset here. So that's a good time to tag him. We get AJ Cole back. That's a league-changing signing. Also, wait, his name is AJ Cole III, but after you re-sign him, it only shows him as AJ Cole. That's weird. I don't know how I even noticed that, but I did. But with that, I guess we're good to let all these players go, and hopefully we can make some additions in free agency. I also feel like being cheesy and undoing the regression that happened to Desmond Ridder, but I don't know if I will. It's a part of the game. It is what it is. So unfortunately, free agency isn't nearly as good as I thought it would be. We could go with a corner here, but they're all older. Well, DJ Reed isn't that old, but he's just not interested. The one that is interested is James Bradbury, but he's already 31, is just gonna regress. Christian Gonzalez is here. I wish I could give, rookie players dev traits, because I would have at least given him star, but just has normal dev here. You can obviously give him dev traits inside a franchise, but I can't really take the time before every single rebuild to give, every single rookie a dev trait. I would never get done with these videos. Ooh, Ambry Thomas has a dev trait here and is still only 24. You know what? Let's go for him. That's a long-ass deal for very player-friendly. 7 years, 37.8 mil. There is a team interested, so I'm hoping they're not too interested. Okay, it's the Bengals, and we do have the lead over him. Will we get him? Probably not, but we'll see. We could go for Kyle Duggar, too, but he does have a lot of offers. I bet there's one team that's, super interested. Yeah, it's the Cowboys. I mean, we can try to go for him. Will we get him? Probably not, but we might as well try. You know what I mean? And I just wish there was a better linebacker, because there just isn't really a replacement for Shaquille Leonard here, but there just isn't really much I can do about that. So unfortunately, it looks like it's going to be a net negative for this offseason. Well, maybe. If we do manage to get both of these players, it might be kind of a wash, but I honestly don't think we'll get both of them. I don't even know if we'll get either of them. We'll see what happens. Let's see if either of the two do sign. They both sign, and we get Ambry Thomas at the very least. Not very flashy, but could develop. I'm fine with it. It is what it is. All right, well, here in the draft, the Detroit Lions have the number 1 overall pick. We have the number 12 overall pick, so let's simulate there. And I do think I know what I want to do. Just kidding, I lied. I'm between 2 players. Melvin Toon he had a really good combine. 34 reps, 4.97 at the combine, 4.89 at his pro day, so he's fast and strong. Although not listed with elite speed or strength, Obviously, it's not elite strength, but it could have been elite speed, but it's not. And the acceleration is only good, so maybe he's not as fast as his 40 time shows. And he has like no power to his game, and his pass block isn't great, and his run block's only a B. Maybe he's not that good. He just had a good combine. I think the lineman, definitely not that guy, 25 reps. Unless this Darius Truman guy is ooh, wait. He has bad power, but the main guy I was thinking about going also has bad power in Tyson Riley. The thing is, Tyson Riley isn't as strong as, well, maybe he is. God, I don't know. Those ratings are just really intriguing. He has bad power, but he has A, awareness, impact block, run block, finesse, lead block, B, pass block, finesse, run block. And his bench at the combine wasn't that good, but I didn't even notice his pro day was better. Listed with good strength, so that's good at the very least. And then elite jumping, change of direction, and acceleration. Yeah, he looks like the better player. He's gonna, I guess, start for us at right tackle, or should I move him over to right tackle and then start him at left so he's a scheme fit? I don't know, we'll figure that out, but tackle's been a problem for us. Let's take him. Hidden dev, really confusing because he has 66 speed but 85 acceleration, almost 20 points higher. 82 jumping for an offensive lineman too. That's insane. This guy's a ridiculous athlete, even though he's not that fast, which, hey, for a linebacker, speed, or for a lineman, speed doesn't really matter. Ooh, this guy's here in the second round. Oh, his combine wasn't that good. Enrique Pierman does look decent though. If you ignore his combine, B man coverage, it's probably like C zone coverage, maybe D. B press though, this guy looks pretty good and he's only 21. Unless there's like a crazy looking player at a different position. Ooh, we might have found one. Kenny Montague, I guess. He might have to be the pick. Tremont Teffler also looks decent, but he has bad pursuit. I don't trust that anymore. He looks a lot like the guy we took last year. Dion Dixon looks like a monster too though. There are some good ass players here. Damn, A power moves and play rec. His strength isn't that good, but his speed is pretty. A 4.86 is only the 4th fastest defensive tackle. Holy shit. What? Brandon Barnett also looks really good. This is a loaded class, dude. Patrick Hazelton also looks very good, and he's even faster and really strong. Jesus, dude. Not that we really need a defensive tackle anymore, but if we did, this was the year. All right, well, I'm kind of reluctantly gonna go Kenny Montague. His ratings aren't anything crazy. I mean, he could have A pursuit, but I doubt it. He could have A man coverage, which is possible because he is a hybrid safety. I just like that he has good speed, and good speed is kind of rare for safeties in this game. 4.42, 4.38 at his pro day. Good strength too. Is he amazing though, when we could get an amazing player at a different position? I don't know, but he looks pretty good. Let's take him. Fuck. Normal dev. Good speed for sure, just his acceleration isn't that good. 69 strength, nice, but I don't know if I'm feeling too nice about that pick. We're not having the best drafts. I mean, we had a good fantasy draft, but normally I do better in regular Madden draft too, so I don't know. There are some really good defensive tackles still left. Oh my god. 44 bench rep. Does have A to C for both pass rush moves, although those are almost guaranteed both C's. Still an interesting player. Unless that one corner's still here, we'll probably take him and then we'll just simulate the rest out. He's not, but this guy might be good. Nope, he is incredibly slow, yet has elite acceleration, so I don't understand that, but fair enough, Madden. Yeah, fuck it, let's go Vad Hall, just a nose tackle. Could be a good overall, probably won't have a dev trait, but now that I said that, he will have a dev trait, but now that I said that, he won't have a dev trait. We'll see, I don't fucking know, who cares? He does have a dev trait, 97 strength, 58 speed, that's deadly. 50 change of direction, goddamn. Let's throw him at receiver. Okay, you know what? This wasn't that bad of a draft. I knew Tyson Riley wouldn't be amazing. He's about what I expected at a 73 overall. I was thinking in the 72 to 74 range, so I was about dead on. Really good lead block and impact block as per usual with Madden linemen a lot of the time. Good awareness even for a rookie. Good run block finesse. His overall blocking stats aren't that good though. I mean, yeah, it's just not great, but good athlete overall minus the speed, but who cares about speed? We're gonna move him to right tackle. I still need to like fully decide what we're gonna do with the line, but yeah, we'll move him to right so he's a scheme fit. And then Kenny Montague is actually a 76 overall. Athleticism is really a big factor of like player overalls in this game, so honestly a lot of the time if you can find a good athlete at safety and they even look decent, they're probably gonna be a pretty good player. His man coverage isn't even as good as I thought it would be, yet he's still still a good overall, so I do like that pick, and we might start him this year. We'll see what happens, but we might. And then Thad Hall is a good player, 73 overall, hidden dev, pure nose tackle, but his power moves isn't awful at a 70. It's better than I thought it would be. I thought he would have like 65 for both pass rush moves, but it was probably like a B or a C maybe. Well, I guess C was the lowest possible, but still, you know what I mean. And then the CPU did all right. I mean, another decent defensive end, an okay tight end, an okay receiver. Bad QB, but I mean, the CPU's been doing pretty well. Sometimes it's absolutely dog shit, and sometimes it's pretty good. But let's get into year number 3 already. That's kind of crazy, and I'll give y'all a breakdown of the team, and we'll see if I have a breakdown once I see how this team finishes. Very possible. All right, here we're going to be trading Dion Dawkins for a second and a third. I hope we don't end up regretting this, but Dion Dawkins has been bad anyways. I'm glad we can get some value for him. I knew when I was drafting him, like, hey, he doesn't normally do well in this game, but I was hoping because we had such a good team around him that maybe he would do better, because sometimes that just happens, but didn't happen here. He was pretty bad both years, but we get decent value in return, a second and a third. I mean, that's a lot for real life. For Madden, that's pretty good value, and honestly, I might trade those 2 picks away for a better player. We'll see. Is the trade block literally ever good? Let me see. Well, Brian Robinson at an 83 is up there. Zay Flowers, okay. Ernest Jones, I mean, we do kinda need linebacker, and by kinda, I mean very, very much need linebacker. Okay, well, the trade block isn't the solution to our problems. There wasn't really anybody there worth trading for that we could actually afford for a decent value. They were all way too expensive. Wow, the Jags have an interesting team. Pat Surtain, DeForest Buckner, and Brian Burns as their top 3. Who is their QB again? It's Bryce Young. That's right. They also have Stetson Bennett. Okay. That's an interesting ass team. All right. Well, that's about what I expected. Are you fucking kidding me? If it's that close, the trade should just go through. I've said this multiple times. If the trade is that close, it should just go through. Oh my God, that's even closer. I seriously thought that got accepted. What the fuck? All right. Well, it's going to be a 2-6 and Ryan Neal to the Texans for Nick Bolton. We obviously need a linebacker. Nick Bolton is a fairly underrated one. Really good linebacker for the Chiefs. I didn't love him coming out of college, but this last year he was really good. Now, linebacker, do I think it's like the least valuable position in football outside of like long snapper or something? Yes, but for Madden, it does kind of seem to matter a lot of the time, and Nick Bolton is a pretty good one, so I like that trade. Maybe seems like an overpay, but I'll take it. It's fine. I knew we would have to overpay for a decent player. I miss like old Madden games where you could trade like probably a 3rd round pick for him and it would go through. Not really the case here. All right, well, here's a look at the team heading into year number 3 of the rebuild. Hopefully we can have more success this year, although there's a little bit of doubt there for sure. We'll see what happens. Desmond Ridder, I did give him his overall back at least a little bit. I mean, he should probably be at like a 75 or something right now. He's just regressed both years, so I gave him a little bit back. -3 throw power. What the fuck? I gave him 1 back. Yeah, I don't know. I guess it's part of the game, so I could leave it, but it's just so stupid. Like, it shouldn't happen. I don't understand the logic there. Like, are they saying, like, lower level quarterbacks get worse in the off season or some shit? If anything, they would get better from all the training, especially if they're younger. So, I don't understand that literally at all, but whatever, Madden. That's fine. The rest of the team is looking really good. Devontae Smith up to a 91 with morale. Nick Chubb up to a pure 99. Tyson Riley had like one of those mentor rookie things and went up to a 76 overall, so that's absolutely massive. Got like 10,000 XP and +3 pass block finesse, I think I went with. We have Dallas Goedert up to a 90 overall with morale. And then on defense, obviously we just traded for Nick Bolton. The whole defense in general is looking really nice. We still have Brandon Graham here, so love to see that. We'll see what Kenny Montague can do as a rookie. Hopefully he can do pretty well. He's kind of thick. He's only 5'9", but he's 219 pounds. He doesn't look that thick, but he definitely is. Pause. So overall, I really like how the team is looking, but I've liked how it's been looking for the last 3 years, and we barely made the playoffs the first year, didn't make it last year. We'll see what happens this year, though. Let's get to the mid-season point of year number 3, and hopefully we can do well, although again, there's a little bit of doubt. Okay, so at the mid-season point of year number 3, we're actually chilling at 5-2. Now, I didn't do the like opening day keys scenario, and we seem to be better because I feel like if you do the opening day keys scenario, you lose the first game, and if you lose the first game, that gets your season off to a bad start. So I feel like sometimes it might be better to not go with that. I don't know for sure though. But for re-signings here, I see. Okay. Well, Joel Bitonio, we definitely want back. We'll offer him like 2 years. Hell, we can go 3 years. I mean, this is the last year anyway. 3 years, 45.3 mil. Up it or move on. Are you fucking smoking crack? Maybe it'll say that regardless of if you offer like 1 year or like 7 years, just because the game has it coded for some players to automatically decline no matter what. I don't know. I don't understand that literally at all, but fair enough, Madden. We'll go player friendly for Leo Chenal, 5 years, 48 mil. Can't wait for him to decline. Okay, he does accept it though. We'll take that. Justin Simmons, how has he been recently? Because he wasn't very good that first year. He has 0 picks throughout the rebuild. Is doing well. He has only allowed 9 catches this year, but the 0 picks isn't great. Plus, he's just not interested, so we'll hold off. Same with Bobby Wagner, is a lower overall now. Desmond Ridder, we still have to re-sign, but we'll see how he even does this year. We might just look for a new QB. This rebuild isn't necessarily going to plan, but I'm doing really all I can. But with that, let's get to the end of year number 3, and let's probably miss the playoffs. Can't wait. All right, well, here we are at the end of year number 3, and again, if you haven't already, like, subscribe. I mean, if you've made it all the way here, you've at least enjoyed the video a little bit, and both of those help out a ton. Again, 200 likes, 35-50 subs, and I'll do another one of these, and I'll have a regular rebuild out on Sunday. But this is how the team's looking. I mean, it's really, really nice. Just about the same as it was at the beginning of the year, just developed, obviously. Were there any dev traits revealed? I don't think so. Well, there was Riley, but we expected him to have star either way. But in year number 3, we finished 13-4, finally having a really good season. Wait, what was the team overall at now? An 87, so definitely good. We would have developed more if the team had like actual success throughout the rebuild, but it's still a good overall team. Let's check out some of the season stats though. Desmond Ridder was good, not as good as he normally is in this game, but still good. 4,800 yards, 36 touchdowns, 12 picks. Not a great completion percentage, but overall good season. More picks than I would like, but it is what it is. Nick Chubb, only 1,100 yards, but 22 touchdowns. Goddamn. We had 3 1,000-yard receivers, Devontae Smith, Traylon Burks with over 1,200 yards and 14 touchdowns, and JSN also had over 1,000 yards. Only 500 yards for Dallas Goedert, though. Blocking, the tackle duo wasn't very good, but it is cheaper. Riley was really bad. Kelly was better than Deion Dawkins was, so that's at least an upgrade. The interior was good, and then we had a lot of tackles with Nick Bolton leading the group with 136, tackles for loss 24 for Myles Garrett, and then a good amount for the rest of the players, and then sacks 14 for Myles Garrett. He hasn't gotten as many as he normally does in franchise, but that seems to be the case whenever I user a team with that player. Brandon Graham with 13.5. What? Bobby Wagner with 7.5. Okay. Carter with 6. I love Bobby Wagner having more sacks than Jalen Carter. Makes sense. Interceptions, Denzel Ward with 5, and then I didn't intentionally start Jelani Tavai, but apparently I did. Oh, I don't think I rearranged the specialists. So he was the number 2 sub linebacker, and that plays him as just the straight up number 2 linebacker. Well, at least he did really well. We'll take that. Justin Simmons finally getting an interception, of course, in a contract year. Did well in terms of pass deflections and catches allowed, of course, in a contract year. Wow, Kenny Montague was fucking horrendous. Oh my god. Not a great rookie year from him, but let's check out yearly awards. MVP goes to CJ Stroud because of course it does. Desmond Ridder at least cracking the top 10 at number 10. Offensive player of the year goes to Garrett Wilson on the Rams. No Cardinals. Defensive player of the year goes to Nick Bosa on the Seahawks. Myles Garrett at number 7. Brandon Graham at number 10. Offensive rookie of the year goes to Jose Barron of the 49ers. Defensive rookie of the year goes to Tremont Telfer, who I was thinking about taking, of the Bears. I don't know if he would have had the success that he did there if he was on our team. Probably not, but still painful. Kenny Montague was somehow still up there, I guess, just because he got a lot of tackles. He's at number 3. Tackles don't matter anyways. I mean, it's good if you don't miss any tackles, but pure tackle numbers don't matter. But we have a one last hurrah scenario here. Is this gonna be for Brandon Graham or Bobby Wagner? I would prefer if it was Bobby Wagner, because Brandon Graham has been very good, but either way, unfortunate to see a retirement, although they probably won't even retire, because sometimes they don't if you don't click on the scenario afterwards. It is Bobby Wagner. Okay, so plus 10 morale for everyone, but we are going to jump into this playoff game against the Dallas Cowboys at an 84 overall, so we have the better team, better record, so that's a negative sign for Madden Simulation, but we are the away team, so that's a positive for Madden for whatever fucking reason. But let's jump in against the Cowboys and let's see if we can get a win. All right, here we go in the wild card against Dallas. In Dallas, or well, I guess it's not Dallas, it's what, Arlington? Close enough, I guess. But let's simulate this game out and let's see if we can get a win. So the Cowboys go up early 7-0. We do kick a field goal though. They score a touchdown. They are up 14-3, but we do get a touchdown. They get another field goal though, and we tie it with a touchdown heading into half. We get a touchdown and go up 24-17. We score again. We're up 31, now 38-17. Shout out Fetty Wap. They get a field goal and a touchdown, but it is much too little too late. We win 42-25, 41-25, 41-25. Okay, so smoking the Cowboys here. We're smoking on that Cowboys pack, I guess. Desmond Ridder had a hell of a game, and we're moving on to the divisional. And we, of course, have a recap for the one last hurrah scenario. Give us more morale, please and thank you. All right, there we go. And let's see who we're going to be taking on in the divisional. It's going to be the 13-4 Carolina Panthers. Well, rest in peace our run. The Panthers are fucking broken in this game all the time. Same with the Falcons, same with the Saints. Like, that whole division is kind of busted. I don't know why. They don't have the best overall team, but they have Bijan at a 99 overall. Obviously, he's been a stud here. Maybe we need to try out their offense. I mean, our offense was very good this year, but theirs scored almost three whole total points per game more this year. And our defense was only slightly better, so they might get the win here even though they don't have quite as good of a team. Not really even close. But let's jump in here and let's see if we can somehow get a win. All right, well, here we go in the divisional round against the Carolina Panthers. In Charlotte? I don't know where the fuck they play, I'm gonna be honest. It's probably Charlotte. Or not, I don't know. But let's simulate the game out and let's see who can get a win. We do go up early 7-0, but the Panthers are driving and they do score. It is tied 7-7 and they're driving before half, but we stop them. Very low scoring game. They finally do get another touchdown and they get another one. They're up by 2 scores in the fourth. Now 3 scores. I think this game is all but over as the Panthers win 28-14. God damn it. It's always super rewarding to build a super amazing team and then lose to like a 5 overall worst team. It makes it really feel like I can do a whole lot here. And the Panthers go on to the Super Bowl just to lose to the Bills 28-21. Glad to see the team with our offensive playbook goes on to win the Super Bowl, yet we have the better team and do way worse. Well, not way worse, at least we were in the playoffs, but still. And then for the good old re-signings here, we have 105 mil to work with. I do want Joel Bitonio back. I guess he wanted more years, even though it was already a longer contract than he wanted to begin with. We'll go 4 years, 60.4 mil, and he takes it. Bobby Wagner at a 74 overall. I don't know about that. Justin Simmons, if he was interested, maybe, but he's not. Desmond Ridder we do want back, but I doubt he re-signs regardless of what we give him. Well, maybe he will. 7 years, 87.5 mil. He does take it. Okay, cool. Still 78 million to work with. And it's just kind of a lot of backups. Jelani Tavai was good. We'll offer him 4 years, 13.6. He takes it. I don't know if he's going to get as much playing time this year, but he was good. And everyone else here, yeah, I think we're good to let them go. Let's see what we can do in free agency. Hopefully it's good this year. It's maybe good. No, it's not. Okay. All right, well, here's a look at what we're going to try to do in free agency. We're going to try to go for Greg Rousseau, Breece Hall, Calvin Ridley, Justin Simmons, and Ryan Kelly. Now, we do have the lead for almost everybody. We're tied for the lead with Breece Hall and Calvin Ridley. None of these are, like, necessary signings, I would say, other than Justin Simmons. We do really need a safety. Greg Rousseau, I mean, we already have Brandon Graham, who's been good, but he's not a great overall. Rousseau would just make the team look better. Although overall doesn't matter in Madden Simulation. Breece Hall would just be a good second running back. Is it overkill? Yes, but I wanted to spend the money on something. Calvin Ridley, same deal, but he would actually start for us. He would be our number 2 receiver. JSN would move to the 3rd receiver, and Burks would move to our 4th receiver, obviously. Justin Simmons, obviously we need a safety. He was actually good last year. There was also Tyrann Mathieu, but I physically can't get the lead for him. The Saints were very, very interested, so the best I can do is the decent overall player player that's been kind of dog shit for us in Justin Simmons. And Ryan Kelly, Corey Linsley did retire, so Ryan Kelly is going to be the replacement. I forgot Corey Linsley's old, but he hasn't been like outstanding. In checking Ryan Kelly's stats, unless he wasn't like starting or something, he allowed 0 sacks the last 2 years and then only 2 this last year. So he has played very well. I doubt he will still play well here, but we'll see. Damn, I'm complaining a lot in this rebuild. I don't actually care that much, but it's funny to be annoyed, I guess. But let's see if any of these 5 players sign. I'm guessing they all will sign right off the bat. Okay, Justin Simmons doesn't. Wow, we only get Greg Rousseau and Ryan Kelly, so Calvin Ridley and Breece Hall do reject us. But that's fine, they weren't necessary signings anyways. We do get 2 pretty big upgrades here in Greg Rousseau and Ryan Kelly. We're still in the mix for Justin Simmons, but honestly, if he didn't accept it that first week, then he's probably not gonna at all. So let's go for Trayvon Merrick as well, just to be kind of a safety net there. Literally, because he's a safety. That wasn't intentional, but it works. The Falcons are also interested, but we do have a lead. Okay, new group of players. It's still gonna be Justin Simmons, obviously, but we're also gonna go for Gabe Davis to be like a good 3rd, maybe 4th receiver. James Robinson to be a good number 2 running back. I could also go for like a receiving back maybe instead, but ooh, James Cook could be kind of fun. But we'll see if we get James Robinson. And then obviously Trayvon Merrick, like I showed, and then Christian Fulton to be just a good 4th corner. Again, I want to spend this money somewhere. So let's see if any of these 5 players sign. They all sign, and we get Justin Simmons, we get Gabe Davis, we get James Robinson, we get all of them. We literally got all of them. I didn't expect to get Justin Simmons, but we do, so now we have 2 good free safeties. We'll have to decide who we want to start. Trayvon Merrick hasn't been good at all. He's been even worse than Justin Simmons, so we'll start Simmons still. Overall, really good free agency, and actually 2 more players even. We're gonna go for Ernest Jones and Adam Troutman, just to be good backups. And we get Adam Troutman, and I think we're out of simulations, so if we get Ernest Jones, we do. If we don't, we don't. Let's get to the draft. All right, here in the draft, we don't pick until number 27. The Steelers have the number 1 overall pick here. Didn't we, like, see them in the playoffs, like, recently? I don't know. Either way. No, I guess we wouldn't have, because they're AFC. I don't know what the hell I'm thinking about. Let's simulate to our pick. I don't even know what we're gonna do here, honestly. I really don't think we could get anybody that could start at this point, but maybe. Okay, yeah, I don't even know what I want here, to be honest. I mean, there isn't really anybody that looks that good. 4.63 is elite speed. I don't know about that. That's pretty not great for an off-ball linebacker. 4.58 is getting there, though. This guy might be good. Well, it's B zone coverage for an outside linebacker, so that's probably not that good. Should I just leave it up to the CPU? That could be an option. Ooh, this guy skipped the combine and his pro day. Was he hurt? Yeah, D injury. I mean, he really doesn't even look that good. Has elite change of direction. Yay. Definitely helps for a center, or whatever he was. Was he a guard or a center? I already forgot. I don't know. Who's like the best looking player? Or who's a decent player with like a funny name? Is there a funny name here? Unfortunately not. Manny Bush is a little funny, I'm not gonna lie. But he doesn't, well, he might be good. I don't know. Let's go Gerard Woods. We really don't need safety. He'll be like our 4th safety. I don't know, dude. Anthony Strong does look pretty good. Again, we literally don't need safety at all, but his combine was really nice. Yeah, fuck it. Anthony Strong, sure. He does have hidden. That actually might be a pretty good pick. Huh. All right, well, I guess that works. Let's simulate the rest of the draft out. I don't care. Ooh, okay. He was not as good as I thought he would be. He's only a 71 overall. At least he has the dev trait, or that would be like a horrible pick. Oh, his coverage is just kind of dog shit. I mean, he's a good run defender, I guess, although his tackle isn't crazy. I don't know. I don't know what he's good at. I'm surprised he's even a 71. Well, I guess that makes sense. He has good-ish hit power, and he's a good athlete, but Alien or Elite, how the fuck do you say that name? I've literally never seen that name in my life. I didn't want to take this guy. I was thinking about it because he looked decent, but I didn't want to take him because I didn't know how to pronounce his first name, but the CPU took him anyways. He looks decent though. He'll be like our 5th or 6th receiver. And then they took like a solid guard, good running back, good receiver. The CPU did fucking well for us this rebuild. It's just, we didn't really have any needs in that draft, which is a good thing, but it led to me making a weird pick for sure. All right, here's a look at the team heading into the 4th and final year of the rebuild. Honestly, the team hasn't developed as much as I was hoping for. I guess there were some older players, but we did have a lot of younger players. Some kind of panned out, but we are only up to an 86, so that's not really helped by us underperforming for the first couple years. Honestly, underperforming every year, because really we were the best team in the NFL. I don't know if if we still are. Let me check. We might have been surpassed by now. The Saints are close at an 85, but that looks like the closest. Yeah, there's us at an 86. So yeah, we are still the best team in the NFL. It is closer now, but we still are the best. But the team is very nice. Desmond Ridder up to a 75 now. Obviously, no major changes here. We did add Gabe Davis and Ryan Kelly, but the rest of the offense is the same. And then on defense, we added Ernest Jones. We honestly added, I guess, not as many pieces as I thought we did, at least for starters. We added Greg Rousseau, which maybe that was a bad choice to get him over Brandon Graham, but we'll see what happens. And then here's a look at the specialists for those that care. I'm going to put just our top 3 best receivers for the slot receivers. That's how I typically do it. But with that, let's get to the end of year number 4, and hopefully we can do well. All right, well, here we are at the end of the 4th and final year. Again, if you've made it all the way here, clearly you've enjoyed it a little bit, so like, subscribe, helps out a ton. Again, 200 likes, 3,550 subs, and I'll do another one of these fantasy draft rebuilds. And then here is a look at the defense at the end of year number 4. Really, really good team. So you would think with this good of a team at an 88 overall, 89 offense, 87 defense, this team would do super well, right? But Madden Simulation had other plans. In year number 4, we finished 9-8, missing the playoffs, with almost guaranteed the best team in the NFL once again. Yep, the Steelers and Saints are an 86, Pats are an 86, 49ers are an 86, and there we are at an 88, and we would be higher if we actually had as much success as we deserve to have. Unfortunately, playbooks matter way too much in this game. In our defense, it went from like first to last every single year. Same with our offense. So nothing I can really do about that. If you enjoyed today's rebuild, they normally aren't this annoying. But in all seriousness, thank you all so much for 3,500 subs. I didn't even think we would get this far. It's been a little over a year since I've been doing rebuilds. And I mean, at the rate we're growing at, let me actually check this. At the rate we're growing at, we would be close to 10,000 subs by the end of the year. Probably even more because we've been growing really quick recently. So if you want to be an OG and if you enjoy rebuilds, be sure to subscribe. I know I plug so much, but I really appreciate all the support and everything. And of course, let me know what team to rebuild next. It'll be a regular rebuild for the next video. I'll give you a shout out when I eventually pick your comment, but I really appreciate you all for making it this far. And with that, unfortunate end to the rebuild, but I'll see y'all again in the next video. Goodbye.